The interest rates are killing us. That is the problem with the Central Florida housing market right now. It is all about these interest rates. My name is George Philbeck. This is my talented and beautiful wife, Jackie, and we are doing our mid-month report, kind of a quick update of what's happening in the overall Central Florida real estate market. Let's get started. We're going to cover interest rates right now. So interest rates are the problem that we're having. That's the issue with the market. There's a lot of people that want to sell. There's a lot of people that want to buy. But with these high interest rates, why the hell would you? Think about this. If you got a 4 or a 3.5 or 4% mortgage and you're looking to buy a bigger home or downsize or do something to your property, to where you're living, you want to improve upon that a little bit, it doesn't make sense. It's just ridiculous to do so. To sell a home that you have such a small payment on, and we're going to cover that in just a couple minutes on what the difference looks like, and move into something where you're at a 7 or 8% interest rate. We're going to cover that too. What the current one is, it will blow your mind. It's not forever. Now, I went on the record as saying that I think the Fed is going to lower the rates in November. And if I'm wrong, Jackie promised everybody that they're going to put pie in my face. So stick around for that. In fact, here's a great opportunity. We do monthly market reports and we do mid-month reports every single 1st and 15th of each month. I would hit the like, hit the subscribe button. That way they show up in your feed. You'll get notified automatically. It'll give you some good information so that you're the smartest person in the room when it comes to the Central Florida real estate market from either a buying perspective or a selling perspective. Let's jump into this. As I said before, the average rate is really, really ridiculous. I'm going to give you a snapshot of what it is today on the 15th of the month. It was actually a reference to the 13th because they don't change over the weekends. Look at this, 8.092. Now that is for a $300,000 loan, 20% down, and for a 740 or higher credit score. The rates can actually be even lower if your credit score is better. And don't freak out over it too much. That's an example. It's not accurate. I always find I use this because I always use it on everything across the board. You'll see me referring back to this as well. I wanted to have a static benchmark. So this 8.092 interest rate, a little bit higher than is actually available out there, but it's showing what the market will bear. And we talk about this a lot in our monthly reports. The bottom line is it's gone up again. The war had something to do with that, or what's happening in Israel. And I pray that everybody is safe out there, that this does not escalate into something that brings other people, other countries involved. That will not be good. And Jackie's right. I will be getting pie on my face because that will not have the Fed's lowering rate. War and economic strife like that really does cause an issue. Let's take a look at the next topic. What you're looking at is the average sale price for the Central Florida area. This is a graph I use in our monthly market reports. And what I'm looking at is the last price, which is $466,242. That's the average sale price in Central Florida for single family homes. I use just single family homes as a reference point. Again, getting that benchmark out. I think it's actually going up. Now, the freak out is we've got really, really high interest rates. We've got people that are saying, I want to buy, I want to sell, but they don't want to do it with these rates. I don't blame them. We're going to cover that in just a second with an affordability index. And they're going, oh my God, what's going on? But there is still demand. We have some people that have to sell. You don't have a choice. You're going to get top dollar. Be careful when you buy. Remember, you can always refinance. If you're putting equity down, you've got the ability to, well, there's a lot of tactics in there. I cover those more in the monthlies. But I think that this is going up. I think that we're going to see an increase in prices, which just blows me away. I want to cover affordability next. That's the important one. Take a look at this. This is a tremendous example of how much you can afford. And what we're going to do is a $3,000 payment. So we're following this line. And at 4%, a $3,000 payment is going to look, well, 3.75. There we go. And now we're at 4%. That means you can afford a $568,500 home. At 8%, where we're currently at, let's find that for us real quick, $409,000 home. That is ridiculous as far as affordability is concerned. We're looking at almost $180,000 difference, and it's just because of the interest rates where we're at 4 and now we're at 8. In fact, what I'll do is I'm going to put a link to this particular graph that we had so you can play around with that yourself and look at it. It really is informative as far as I'm concerned. The last thing we're going to talk about is the unemployment numbers. Let's take a look at what these look like because these tell a story too. Now, this is current, and our unemployment is currently sitting at 3.8%. Now, there's a lot of people out there who are not interested in going to work. I totally understand that, and that big spike is, of course, COVID. As a reference point, March of 2021, we had 14% unemployed, and then we kept dropping down. This is 2022, 3.6, 3.7, and it's ticked up a little bit in the end of September to 3.8. Unemployment does play a factor in here. You've got to consider that if we have low unemployment, we've got our inflation under control. That's huge. We don't have economic issues like what's going on right now in Israel. We get things resolved where there is peace again. Praise be to God. Let's make that happen. We can see our rates coming down. We can see a better market. As I said, we've got a lot of buyers that want to buy. We have a lot of sellers that want to sell, but we've got these factors: our unemployment, our interest, our supply and demand issues that we're looking at. Stay tuned for the next video I want you guys to watch is on curb appeal. If you're considering selling your home, this is a great time to get started. It doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't take a lot of money. You've got the time frame at which to let that kind of work. God can do some work for you as far as getting your yard in shape, some simple things. I'm going to put that at the end and down below. A great video to watch. It's pretty short. It'll give you some clues on what to do that'll make a difference in your financial well-being. If you need help in any circumstances that has to do with real estate, reach out to Jackie or myself. We're here to help. That's what we love to do. Have an amazing day. Watch this video next. See you next week.